Hi everyone, welcome to Possessed Guardians. My name is Laura, and if you've not watched my videos before, I do recommend giving them a watch just because it does explain a little bit about me and my history and my journey so far. So I just thought I would do a little video. It's been a whole week since I introduced Mary into my life, and yeah, it's been interesting. So, for those of you who haven't watched my unboxing video from the mystery box from eBay, I do recommend giving it a watch just because it will explain who Mary is. So, Mary is my newest haunted doll. Apparently, it's a spirit of a 7 to 8 year old girl, but there is also potentially a negative angry man spirit attached. I'm not sure if I've worded that correctly, and I'm trying to word it in a way that is less scary. So I have done a little bit of research, and I reached out to the haunted doll community, and they said that it sounded like a very polite way of suggesting a demon was attached to Mary. I mean, I don't know if I believe that. Um, yeah, I mean, I've got an overactive imagination, so it doesn't really take a lot to spook me, which is bizarre considering I've decided to go down the route of paranormal investigation. But yeah, so I did not sleep well the first couple of nights that I had Mary. I had a lot of uneasy feelings. I felt like I was being watched, and not in a Martha and Alice kind of way, but just I felt very uncomfortable and just uneasy, I suppose, is the terminology to use. So I kept Mary in the living room. I didn't want her in the bedroom with me, Mary and Alice at night. Um, yeah, I've sort of over the last few days gotten a bit more comfortable with her or him or both. I have used the Necrophonic app on them, and I do notice as well that when I used to use the app before I got Mary, it was predominantly female voices that I heard. And now when I use the app, especially when I use it near Mary, I get quite a lot of male voices come through, which is quite interesting. But yeah, a little bit unsettling. But I'm unsure, really. I just thought I'd give you a little look at her. I don't really know. I kind of feel like her expression has changed a little bit. Like she just looks a little bit, I don't know, right now she looks a little bit annoyed. A little bit like, why are you doing this to me? We did have a conversation about her being on the camera, and she was fine with it. So I don't know. She's very, very pretty, and I think I've just decided to embrace whatever is here, and I'm going to go from there. So I will do some work with her, and I do also need to do some work with the other dolls that I have got. So the cleanup process has started. It's a very long process. They are in quite a rough shape, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you just need to watch the unboxing video of the new additions to the family, potentially haunted dolls. So these were a collection of dolls that were being thrown out, that I rescued, and they are in quite a rough way. and they do need a bit of love, and I'm just going to see if I can find out if there's any kind of spirit attached, really. But yeah, so that's sort of how the week has been. It's been, oh, actually, do you know what? I forgot to say something. So this is quite strange. Yeah, sorry, I appear to have a hiccup. Just one. The first night that I got Mary, so, well, not got her, when I opened her and I shared her with the world, and her hand is really cold. Jesus. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that in my videos. Please pretend that I didn't. Yes, so I had Mary, I kept Mary in the living room, and I have mentioned in previous videos that when I'm falling asleep, I can feel Martha stroking my hair. And that night, this is probably a reason why I didn't sleep well, is that it felt really intense. Like, it was like, I'm trying to show you, like, it was constant, like almost like tapping and moving my hair. Like, it was really intense to the point where I actually, when I was trying to fall asleep, had to like brush my hair and say, like, can you stop? Like, just stop touching my hair. You're keeping me awake now. So I thought that was really weird, and I feel a bit bad about telling her to stop, but I was tired and I was cranky, and yeah, it was very, very strange. Like, I'm used to her touching my hair. I'm used to feeling someone touching my hair, but it was really quite an intense feeling. Yeah, so it was a little bit strange and a little bit unusual in my home with me. Yeah, so I also forgot. Oh my God, I'm literally just forgetting things and then remembering them. This is why I make no sense to anybody that I talk to. So I can't remember. No, I did tell you. So there was a video where I talked to you a little bit about where I spoke with Martha and had found out that she was actually 31 and that she had possibly died from a hole in her heart or a heart murmur or something like that. So I actually have realised that I forgot to explain to you how I came to that conclusion, and why I asked the questions that I did. So since having Martha, I had experienced some weird feelings when I was, I suppose, like half asleep, possibly asleep, unsure really, in, you know, that sort of sleepy wakey sort of state that you get in. But I basically had felt like I was really dizzy, and I couldn't move, and I, like, not that I can, not in the sleep paralysis couldn't move, but I just felt like every time I moved I felt incredibly dizzy, and I was suffering from terrible headaches, and it was very uncomfortable. And I'd mentioned it to my friend who's a nurse and just said, you know, it's a bit weird that it's only since I've had, like, I've always suffered from headaches, but since I had Martha, I had this really weird dizzy sensation when I was either asleep or just waking from sleep. That sort of dream state, I felt very unwell. And she was the one that actually suggested that it was potentially something to do with her heart. Could potentially have been a hole in her heart or a murmur or something like that, which created those symptoms in her. So it isn't unheard of, if you do have spirited items, that you can have dreams where they appear to you, or you find out a lot of information from them through your dream interpretation and feelings, and obviously like the other communication tools that you have. And I am a big dreamer. I dream a lot. I dream every night, at least 2-3 times a night. I love to sleep because I love to dream. So yeah, so it's not beyond her to communicate with me through those dreams. But yeah, it was a solid week that I felt really unwell upon waking, that I realised that, oh, maybe it was something to do with Martha. And then as soon as we had that session with her and I found out that information from her, I hadn't felt that way since. So yeah, that does tend to make me think that I was on the right track and that was her trying to send me a message. So another interesting thing actually is this last week since I've had Mary, I have felt quite unwell. Just realised I was poking her. Sorry, Mary. I felt quite drained. I felt quite headachy. I felt quite queasy. And from my understanding of the spirit world, a lot of that could just be the fact that they're drawing on my energy, and I have got a lot of new spirited items in my home. I've got the brooch, I've got the photograph, I've got Martha, Alice, and then I've got the bag of dolls as well. So it does make me think that there's quite a lot of potential vessels and spirits here that could be draining my energy. So I am aware that it could take a little while for me to feel normal with them around me. Yeah, so I have sort of been trying to focus on protecting myself from sharing my energy. So I do have my crystals that I'm utilizing now. Like, I've always had them, but I've never really focused on them or, you know, thought much of them. But now I am utilizing them just to protect my energy a little bit. I don't know how much I buy into it, as in how much of it is a real paranormal event as opposed to myself manifesting that idea and making myself feel that way. So I, you know, I am aware that I do have an overactive imagination and that I am prone to, you know, not creating, that's not the right word, but I'm prone to over visualizing things and, you know, getting a bit too lost in my head. So I do need to be aware of how much of this is just me and how much of it is the spirit. So I think the first step is being aware of that. So I have, you know, I'm using my crystals now to just protect myself, because even if it is just a case of my imagination, then those crystals are going to make my imagination believe it's protected. So therefore I'll feel better anyway. Yeah, it's hard to say, but I have a lot of work to do with Mary, especially because I do want to find out if there is a gentleman attached, and if there is, I definitely want to find out what kind of spirit that is, and also if it is a negative spirit, if it is, you know, a demon, then I need to. That was weird. Sorry, I'm watching myself and I thought I saw something. I don't know if I did. Yeah, finding a way, if it is something negative, then finding a way to disconnect that from Mary. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please comment below if you've heard or seen anything weird. I don't always notice them in filming, and I notice them even less when I'm editing. So yeah, please comment below. Give us a follow, give us a like. If you're following us on YouTube, please subscribe just so you can keep updated with our latest posts. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care and we will see you soon. Bye bye.